The socio-political crisis and constant lockdowns has greatly disrupted activities. The reason for the postponement of the Children and Youth Sunday at the Presbyterian Church KUMBA MBENG, which was destined for the 9th of February 2020 and later on shifted to this 1st of March. Of course, activities marking this day include ballet dance, songs, memory verses, and name them. The text drawn from the Gospel according to James chapter 1, verse 12 to 15. The young seminarian from the Presbyterian Theological Seminary, Ndumbe Usonge, after having the cross-examination of the youth's waywardness within this present dispensation, however, urged them to desist from earthly things and embrace the spirit of perseverance so as to obtain a crown.
Be patient in what you do. Persevere even in the storm and the rain. It will only last a while. Our God is the giver of life, and He will solve all our problems one by one. Youths of our darling congregation, let them laugh at you because you decide to boil your eggs and carry on your head to make your money. Let them provoke you because you have rather decided to join the chantier and mold blocks and push sand than to do scamming and now robbery. Let them insult you because you applied for that visa and that scholarship and that job and you don't have it. Continue to press on. Be patient. Persevere.
From all hidden dangers, and from all deadly lions and snakes, fierce lion and poisonous snakes. God says, I will save those who love me, and will protect those who acknowledge me as Lord. When they call to me, I will answer them. When they are in trouble, I will be with them. I will rescue them and honor them. I will reward them with long life. I will save them. Glory be and present to me with him in our midst in our holy word. But first, let us prepare ourselves and examine our lives in silence, in calling to mind our sins and seeking his grace, that we may come near to him with true repentance and faith. Oh, come, let us worship and bow down.
Let us kneel before the Lord.
We have neglected opportunity to do good which you, in your love, gave us to do. We have been overcome by temptations, from which you have been ready to grant ever mercy and gracious to those who turn to you in sincerity. Therefore, we plead with you.
Take away from us, O Lord, our sins will separate us from you, that with pure hearts and clean spirits we may come before you and celebrate the service joyfully and praise your name through Jesus Christ, your Son, our Lord.
I am he who blots out your transgression for my own sake, and I will not remember your sins. Lift up us, O God, our Savior,
And let your anger cease from us,
O Lord, open our lips,
and our mouth shall proclaim thy glory.
show them that none is supreme. All I've seen has come short of them.
In length, we welcome everyone who is here to worship with us, that as you have come to worship with us, may God bless, protect, and sanctify you during this very special hour of worship. We request on our guests to remain standing well. We'll be celebrating their Children and Youth Sunday, which was originally scheduled to take place on the 9th of February 2020, but due to the lockdown that all of us experienced, was being postponed to today.
Our son is a student of the Presbyterian Theological Seminary KUMBA. He's in level 300, what we call second year student. We'll be inspiring many young people today that they should take up the profession, which is a pride now. His name is Mr. Numbe Musonge. Single. Welcome. Single. That's Saturday the 7th of March at 8 a.m. We have 192 candidates this year, and in our congregation we have a privileged one who will be writing. We pray to God. We are not greedy, but we pray to God that what we are giving, we should call it the word, be blessed. Not so? Yes. It should be a tradition that every year one is going from KUMBA MBENG. Our services for Lent continue. We'll do it for 40 days. I'd like us to use this opportunity to take Monday as a day of reflection. Do nothing. Reflect on your commitment with God and read a prescribed text. I wish that you should be able to take an opportunity to ask for one thing from God. Because there is something that we do during Lent. We just follow without giving our commitment to all. If you know you cannot withstand fasting, don't go on hunger strike. Don't do spirituality by imitation. Spirituality is not by imitation. So do it in your own convenience and reflection, so that you see the outcome. And in this congregation we have said, no matter what occasion we have, every Thursday is our Bible studies, 4 p.m. Are we together with that? So
when the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you a land with large flourishing cities you did not build, houses filled with all kinds of good things you did not provide, wells you did not dig, and vineyards and olive groves you did not plant. Then, when you eat and are satisfied, be careful that you do not forget the Lord who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. The Lord your God, serve him only and take your oath in his name. Do not follow other gods, the gods of the people around you. For the Lord your God who is among you is a jealous God, and his anger will burn against you, and he will destroy you from the face of the earth. Do not tempt the Lord your God as you did in Mesa. Be sure to keep the commands of the Lord your God and the stipulations and decrees he has given you. This is the word of the Lord.
1:12-15. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me, for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when, by his own evil desire, he is dragged away and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. Let us pray. We give you thanks, great God, for making us a covenanted people, that even in the midst of a very perilous, a very obscure and a very hazardous reality, we can struggle to come into your house of worship. Be with us as we meditate. Direct our thoughts, intentions, and desires. Bless each and every one of us gathered in this service, that we may continue to propagate your kingdom from everlasting to everlasting. Amen. Amen. You see, each time we reflect on God's plan for prosperity and his promise of bringing his people to an expected end, just as contained in the prophecy of Jeremiah 29 verse 11, we are tempted to ask if God is really serious, looking at the suffering in our today. Many misleading theologies have developed over the years, especially what many today call prosperity gospel, which holds that Christians are supposed to live a hitch-free and trouble-free life. In fact, many gullible Christians naively believe that suffering is not for believers, but for unbelievers. Even Christ, who was the Son of God, was tempted. He felt pain. He was anguished and bruised, just like every other human being. Does it in any way suffice to say that Christ suffered for our sake, and so we don't need to suffer again? Not at all. Jesus only came to suffer and die for our sins, and not for our faith. We go through trials and temptations to prove our faith in God. And so Jesus was thinking of the nature of the Christian life before he said that anyone who wants to follow him must first of all be ready to carry his cross. Take note of the word ready. It could mean prepared, it could mean arranged, it could mean equipped. Jesus does not just call people from the blues to be his disciples, but he tells us to first of all equipped. Because the cross is an epitome of ridicule. It is an epitome of disgrace. It is an epitome of suffering, and it's an epitome of hardship. We must prepare for it. So let us pause for a moment and ask ourselves if it is actually possible for any human being to stay suffering. Can we really stay without trouble? Be patient. Just persevere. My dear Christian friends, most times the problem is that a lot of us know what God's plan is, but we fail to understand his will. God's plan is the finished product, while his will is the process. For those of us who have built houses, or for those of us who are architects, if someone comes that wants to build a house, you draw a plan and give. That plan already shows that the house is finished. That is God's plan. Because Scripture tells us that he knows the end from the beginning. So his plan for you, he can already show you it is complete. But his will, just like that complete house on the paper, is complete to have everything there. But in building the house, we discover that we need to scatter the walls to do pipes so that you have light. We discover that we have to scatter the floor to do pipes so that you have water. That is the will of God. Even though he has shown you his plan is complete, he has to chisel you so so that he gives you a bite. He has to crack you so that he gives you water. He has to scrape you so that he gives you things for you to do. So it is all about contemplating or concentrating on his plan. Understand his will. God does not tempt, but he allows the children to be tempted as a test. And in all this, what does he say? Be still and know that I am God. Weeping may tarry for the night, the joy always comes in the morning. According to the Jewish tradition, the day begins in the evening at 6 p.m. and another ends in the day. And so the night here stands for diverse trials, temptations, difficulties, and hardships. So you can imagine what it means for your day to begin with night. It is like that with many of us. And then it gets to a point where we just say, I give up. But the dawn of day stands for God's reward for those who endure the night patiently. Perseverance is all about continuous trial to achieve a thing despite the difficulties. It is a quality which the grace of God only can provide. Persevere is a blessing in its own right. Being able to persevere or to have patience is the pinnacle of the Christian ladder. As James states elsewhere in his letter when he says, patience and endurance transcend faith. They go beyond faith. They go far above faith. It is not just about faith alone. Perseverance is a test of that same faith. It is a blessing because it is not by merit that we endure certain difficulties in this life. It is by God's grace. He does not allow us to be tempted beyond our ability. It is only by His grace. And this is to show how marvelous the grace is for you to be able to endure and persevere in the ground of life. We must be patient. We must persevere. Faith only guarantees our salvation in Christ Jesus. But what actually grants us the opportunity to inherit eternal life is that we have to stay faithful between now and the time we shall depart from this world. If we have to stay faithful from now that we are alive to the day we shall face judgment, if we have to be faithful from now that we are alive to when we will be qualified as candidates of heaven, then we need to endure. We need to persevere. We need to be patient. Talking of those who endure being approved, it might interest us to know that before medications, before vehicles, and even gadgets are sent to the market, they first of all have to be tested and approved. So all what we are using today in the form of phones and computers and medicines and cars, they have been tested. A soldier who has never gone to battle does not command as much respect as he wanted here. Because in battle, it is more important to survive than to kill an enemy. Survival in warfare can be likened to our endurance in the Christian journey. As soldiers of Christ, we need to endure in order to overcome. We do not have the strength to endure on our own. Then we only have to depend on God's grace, using His word to respond to every situation that challenges us in this life. I am very sure this is why the 19th century immunologist George Scofield tells us, stand up for Jesus. Stand in His strength alone. The arm of flesh will fail you. Ye dare not trust your own. Put on the gospel armor. Each piece put on with prayer. Wear duty calls that comes with perseverance. I bring to you two significant figures in Scripture. Job on the one hand and Abraham on the other. The popular name we have for Abraham today is that he's the father of faith. But if you ask me to pick a role model between both of them, I'll pick Job. Because while both of them had faith, Job continued to persevere. Abraham, at the age of 100, God told him, you are going to have children, as many as the stars and as much as the sun. But Abraham could not be patient. He had faith, he believed, yes, God is going to do it for me. But he could not wait. He was so quick to get into his slave girl Hagar and have his nerve. According to him, God was delaying so much on that promise. God took him out of his father's land and took him to a place where He had shown him. But he could not endure a little bit of famine. He was so quick to run to the church. He was a man that was without error. He was tempted of the devil, and God used that as a test for him. And even when his wife and his friends and every other person had deserted him, he said that I know that my Redeemer is deep valley, very large and frightful with rocks at the bottom. And his other two friends who had struggled with their own crosses up to that moment used their crosses as a bridge to cross over that valley and go ahead. And the young man turned to God and said, my own cross is short. I cannot cross. It is too long for my cross. Because we were not endurant. Temptation, simply put, is an opportunity for us to sin. If we do not control our desires, we are most likely to fall prey to the tricks of the evil one. Judas Iscariot was tempted with money because he loved money so much. Of course, what do you expect? What kind of temptation can come in general? It's only the temptation of money. What aspect of our human desires is unquenchable? Is it the love for money? Is it the desire for women? Is it drinks? Is it party? Is it clubbing? We must understand that the devil is very stubborn and will always entice us to the things that are not good for us. These can only make our disaster because the crown of life only comes from God. We are reflecting on a few things. The world has become such a terrible place, and there is a quest for the latest phones, the latest hair, the latest shoes and bags and all the luxuries. Vigilant, my friends. The devil does not make our temptations obvious anymore. Gone are those days. He makes sin to look very appetizing and beneficial when it leads to death and destruction. Take your time. Be patient in what you do. Persevere even in the storm and the rain. It will only last a while. Our God is the giver of life, and He will solve all our problems one by one. Someone has said that if you try to rearrange the letters depression, you will have the phrase, I pressed on. Dear boys and girls, youths of our darling congregation, let them laugh at you because you decide to boil your eggs and carry on your head to make your money. Let them provoke you because you have rather decided to join the chantier and mold blocks and push sand than to do scamming and armed robbery. Let them insult you because you applied for that visa and that scholarship and that job and you don't have it. Continue to press on. Be patient. Persevere. God is going to turn that situation around and give you a reason to smile, and He will put your mockers to shame. My dear mothers, as your husband died and the in-laws are making life unbearable, have they taken all that you had to live on because there is no one to fight for you? Has your wonderful child that you gave birth to suddenly become a monster and is giving you reason to commit suicide? Have you expected a child for donkey years after marriage and there hasn't been even a single miscarriage? Please, be strong. Just be patient. Just persevere. It is not easy, and the road may be far out of sight, but cease from man and look above thee. You will receive a crown from God someday. And for you, my fathers, has the business crumbled irreparably? Have your lovely wife and daughter become a nightmare to you in your own house? Do you serve God with so much passion in your group and in the church, but you rather receive insults? Has your health gone bad so terribly that a friend or brother is suggesting that you curse God and die? Be patient. Just persevere a little more. The message for you today is that you are blessed because you will enjoy all these and you will receive the crown that God has promised to His people. The situations will change for good if you can just persevere and be patient. It is not easy, but it is worth it. Do not despair. Do not give up. Do not fall away from the faith. There is nothing that the devil can do to us when the Almighty is with us. So we can only be hard-pressed on every side, but we will never be perplexed. Wait patiently and trust in God. It seems to be too long, because when the battle is harder, the victory is sweeter. God has done it before. He will do it for you today, and He will continue to do it again and again and again, because He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. May the Almighty bless us all abundantly. Amen. Go ahead of us to lead us, be beside us to support us, stand behind us to give us the courage to hold on. Amen. Amen. Alongside our office. Let us pray. God, our Savior, We pray you accept and bless these offerings for the spreading of your gospel, and in creating us the spirit of giving for the glory of your kingdom. Almighty Father, you gave our first ancestor the mandate to till the earth, and from there sweat out his brow to make a living. We present to you our seeds as we prepare to embark on our farming, to embark on the planting which will feed not only us but every other person that you have made in your image. God, as we have recognized the power and influence you have over our lives as Christians and as people who live according to your way, we put these our seeds before your throne of grace, that you are going to look upon them kindly, that the things that moth destroys shall not come close to them or harm them. Because as we plant, we shall water it, let it grow even when it is not a season, so that those who do not know who you are can, because of the fruits you shall give us, come to know you and worship you even more. We thank you, Almighty God, that even when things do not seem to move, you still give us a spirit to dip our hands down and provide for the work of your kingdom. We give you all the praise and give you the glory. Through Jesus Christ, your Son, our Lord. Amen.
I'm going to social media. Into social media, youths are now involved in watching pornography. Youths are now involved in doing all type of things. Youths are now involved in doing scamming and going into competition. Youth compete nowadays into sexual intercourse.
In the book of Deuteronomy 32, that this book of the law may not depart of your mouth. Meditate on it day and night. Teach them unto your children and your children's children. But most parents will turn to give their children, and could ask how many parents have given their children Bibles as first gifts. So, the Bible also says that train a child the way he or she should grow. Now, when he or she grows, will not depart from it.
I now dedicate you as elders of the Sunday school in their respective capacities, and I commend you to God's guidance by our prayer. Let us pray. Lord God, our Heavenly Father, in great goodness, you are always enriched your church with various gifts of service. Thank you for these our brothers and sisters who are able to serve you as elders of our Sunday school movement.
That's empowerment, right? Are they not elders? We'll show them elders robe, and it should be soonest. So we'll get one of the finest tailors to come around, we'll take their measurement, and we'll do that soonest. Thank you very much.